How to make people want to see you again after just a few minutes of conversation. What determines a first impression isn't just your appearance, the way you dress, or even how well you speak. Those things only account for a small part of it. What truly makes people want to see you again is how important they feel when they're with you. 1. The common mistakes that make conversations go nowhere. Turning the other person into an audience. When meeting someone new, most of us naturally try to introduce ourselves. We talk about what we do for a living, where we've been, or who we know. We assume that's how we make a good impression. In reality, we're unintentionally turning the other person into our audience. And audiences simply watch the performance and leave. Very few people form a genuine connection with someone who only talks about themselves. Talking too much to fill the silence. Meeting new people can make anyone feel a little nervous. To avoid awkward silence, and to prove we're interesting, we often end up talking even more. The more anxious we feel, the more we try to impress. Ironically, the more we speak, the fewer opportunities the other person has to share. By the end of the conversation, they remember that you talked a lot, but you know almost nothing about them. 2. The psychological and biological power of listening. What people crave most isn't hearing fascinating stories. It's feeling genuinely seen and cared for. Psychological research shows that when people feel truly heard and understood, the brain activates mechanisms that strengthen emotional connection and generate positive feelings. In other words, being listened to isn't just emotionally satisfying, it has a real biological effect. That feeling of, "I wish we'd met sooner," isn't magic. It's simply the brain's natural response to sincere attention and genuine interest. The switch that creates that feeling doesn't lie in your mouth. It lies in your ears, your eyes, and your ability to make the other person feel like the main character in the conversation. 3. A real-life example, the power of 4 listening questions. During a coaching session with a young person who had lost their mother at an early age, lacked emotional support, and felt deeply insecure about their circumstances, I have nothing. No family background, no special abilities. The listener didn't offer any motivational speeches or life advice. Instead, they simply listened with full attention and asked 4 essential questions. How are things going for you right now? What's the biggest challenge you're facing at the moment? Have you ever overcome a similar difficult period before? If so, what helped you get through it? What do you think your greatest strengths are? How have you used those strengths in your life? After just a 15-minute phone call, without a single grand piece of advice, the young person found their own answers, regained their confidence and motivation, and couldn't help but say, "I wish I had met you sooner." The lesson. Most people don't lack advice. They lack someone who is willing to listen long enough for them to discover the answers themselves. 4. 3 simple steps to make an instant impression. In today's fast-paced and stressful world, very few people are genuinely listened to or feel that someone truly cares about what they're thinking. If you want to leave a lasting positive impression on anyone you meet, start practicing these 3 simple steps. Step 1. Learn something about them before you meet. Spend a few minutes finding out something recent about the other person, perhaps from their social media posts or through mutual friends. Then, when you meet, bring it up naturally in the conversation. Step 2. Give them the spotlight. Stay quiet and let the other person do most of the talking. Maintain eye contact while they speak so they can genuinely feel that you're paying attention to every word. Step 3. Pause, then repeat. When they've finished speaking, don't rush to respond. Pause for a few seconds. Then mention a small detail they just shared. This simple habit is one of the clearest ways to show that you were truly listening. People with real charisma aren't remembered because of what they said. They're remembered because of how they made others feel. In the end, what people remember isn't the conversation itself. It's the feeling of connection that conversation created. I'm Emotional Stopover, and I'm here to help you become a better version of yourself. One day at a time.